What's up, baby? You know what time it is? We had doozies, bro. Doozies of round 2 playoff matchups. Winners into Grandmasters League glory. Into our final matchup starting this week. Watch out for that preview. I'm actually probably going to do it tomorrow on Christmas Eve. Because Christmas Day, I got a lot going on. And there are going to be games early on Christmas Day, so watch out for that. We'll get into all that in the next video. But today, we got our round 2 playoff recap. I sent this in the group chat, but it came down to Monday night, and it looked bleak. It did not look possible. It turns out to have not been possible, but Kittle needed 35, and then Brock Purdy and Jonathan Taylor needed something like a combined 60-something. I forget the exact values, but it came down to it. Look at these scores here. This was extremely close. Let's go ahead and dive into Ryan and Aaron. Kittles and Bits versus JSN equals win. Kittle ending up being a very strong MVP candidate for Mr. Ryan, dropping a large amount of points on this Monday night game at 24.5. But not quite the 35.07 that he needed. Ryan does end up losing 137.62 to 148.18. I don't know why I said dot. Get over it. Putting Aaron into our final. And we've talked a little bit about comeback players in Alex and Eric. But a note about these two guys. They both started 1-3. Aaron, shortly after that, started an incredible run. And Ryan sort of quietly won here and there. And then at the end of the season, just dropping points on folks, including myself. 137 here, 140 something, 150 here, 160 here. Getting himself in the semifinals. Congratulations, pal. We've come a long way from the meme draft of Tua first last year to top 4 in the league, maybe top 3 determining this last game you're in for 3rd place. Congratulations, pal. You did great. And it's tough to see. But Jackson Dart dropping practically 0 points, 0.02 points. And your defense putting up 4. Meanwhile, having Justin Herbert with 30.2 and the Giants defense with 17 on your bench is quite heartbreaking. If you played the Giants D, you're in. If you played the Giants D and Herbert, not only are you in, sir, but you have, that's a 47 swing. You have 185 point outing, which would have been the highest score all season. You did everything you could. I don't know. Chargers D, Giants D. It's hard to tell these things. And Dart was supposed to do better. Minnesota's defense is statistically not good. But we end up with 0.02 points. So frustrating. And then my boy Aaron. My boy Ryan almost had it with the top score of the year. My boy Aaron pulls it out with Mr. Matthew Dafford going had 16 over projected given the win here. Everybody else sort of did what they were expected to, supposed to. Kicker doubled. Houston defense is always going to be good. But Matthew Stafford here with the boom, putting Mr. JSN Eagles win over the edge here. With not a whole lot of differentiation here on the bench, putting up 148.18 and coming off with the win. Again, this guy started 1-3, ended up with the first seed, ended up with the bye, and is just absolutely crushing with the likes of probably the best player in fantasy this year in Mr. Jackson Smith Jigba, however you say that. JSN Eagles win. Congratulations. We also have the Mike Evans resurgence at the right time, which is great. Then we have our next matchup. But again, congrats, guys. Great season. Great job. Ryan, we'll see you next year. All right. Now we have Will and Blake. Will getting the win here with 148.06. And Blake coming up with 131.5. Not quite enough. Again, this came down to Monday night between Jonathan Taylor and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy does get the boom at 30.9. He just needed Jonathan Taylor to do what he's done all season and basically do the same thing. Just ends up with 16.9 there. Not enough to make up for Bucky, Trey McBride, who has been really his best player, dropping under 10, and Coker dropping under 10 with some of the injuries that he had to deal with. I didn't do this math, but if he went with Strange over McBride, which why would he? What is that? 8 points, 139, and then what? I don't think he really had anybody else. Downs at 11.8. Nah. So not quite enough to pull that off. You would have broke 140, but not enough to top 148. So Pickens going off for 26. A couple of guys dropping under 10. Saquon going for 21. Great season. The draft was just crazy. Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley on the same team was nuts. Not quite enough to bring this out. Blake has historically always done well in our league. So we'll look forward to next year, and we'll see who comes out on top between Ryan and Blake for that third place finisher. And we have Will, new addition to the league. Had some insane trades throughout the season that ended up giving him this team. Congratulations for that. Congratulations on making it this far. Goff with 26, James Cook with 26, RJ Harvey with 22. He drafted him, by the way. Zay Flowers with 21 from a trade. Addison off waivers. I let him go, and y'all can be mad, but his projected is absolute bullcrap. He hasn't hit projected in like 7 weeks. This is a not. See 4.6 here. Bowers with 14, Achane with 18. Eagles D with 6, and Will Lutz with 9, coming out with the victory here. And just, what is this, 0.12 points separating our two finalists here in their last game before the championship. We will dive into this championship, but congratulations to these guys. You fought it out. You've done a great job. Getting this far. So like I said, we'll dive into that championship. We'll also dive into third place just to, check it out, see what happens. There will be games on Christmas Day, so we'll check that out. I haven't got around to the announcement video for the punishment yet, but I'm hopefully planning to do that tomorrow or maybe even Christmas Day when I have time. It'll just be a little short thing saying, hey, this is where we'll be. This is what time we'll be there, kind of thing. So watch out for that. But crazy things. I mean, I can't believe it was this close. It was a low percentage for both of them. It kept fluctuating. Then at the end of the game, the San Francisco game, Kittle kind of was off and was questionable. I didn't really see why. But Ryan, ends up losing by just short of 11 points there. And then Purdy made it look like it was going to happen, and then Taylor just never really got going in that sort of shootout they had going on there. So Blake ends up falling by 17 points, just under 17 there. So great games, awesome semifinals. Cannot wait to watch championships. We might do some kind of watch party for that. Maybe if there's a Monday night game, we can work that out somehow, some way. We'll see. But we'll text in the group chat as always. Thanks, boys. We'll talk to you soon.